What's up, ladies and gentlemen? This is Brad from the Rules of Villainy podcast coming at you today with another local meta report. This is a video series in which I walk you through the latest and greatest and competitive decks in the St. Louis community over the course of the week, have constructed Disney Lorcana and showcase the players and the local gaming stores in the community. I hope you enjoy. I think we have 7 decks this week. 2, 4, 6, 7 it is. So let's get into it. All right, our first deck of the day comes from our teammate Ron, the reckless one here at Rules of Villainy. At this free event, I want to give Yeti Gaming another shout out, as I did in my Steel Fossa video. A free Disney Lorcana event for their 15th anniversary in business. 17 people showed up, winner take all for a box of Arcasia's Island. Nobody knew going into it as well, going into the first round, that everybody got 3 free packs as well. It was really, really cool. So I wanted to shout them out again for doing that. Very, very cool. And we're looking at the deck that won it all. This was Ron. He ran Ruby Sapphire, which we see a lot of lately. Different variations of it, too. There's no manners in here, which is really interesting because I think in some of the previous weeks we've looked at Ron's deck, he's had the Protect the Manor version of it. This time the manners are out. Pirate what also really interested me was the Pirate's Life is reduced to 1. That is a card that I have been on the wrong side of for a long time, and it's just interesting to me that it's been cut. He's got a lot more removal in here, so I don't think he needs the lore swings. And I'm just guessing here at this point. He could probably talk about it a lot more, a lot better than I can. I do like the additions of Cusco's in case he does run into a manner variation of this deck, or even in any kind of Sapphire deck. That manner's been popping up. I've seen it in Blurple lately. I used to run it in Blurple. So Cusco coming out helps get rid of that. He's not running the hideaways, which would also make sense because he is running 4 sharks here. It's take note of the shark because we are going to see a similar list here shortly that is not running the shark, and in fact is named that way, and in fact is coming from the guy who coached Ron into this deck, hence the name of the deck, Coaches. So we'll talk about that here in just a few minutes. But yeah, 1 Pirate's Life, 1 Be Prepared. It's nice to see the Maleficent Dragons are back. And yeah, looks pretty good. The Sapphire Coil, of course, is just activating all of the removal in here between both of the Sisus, the Medusa, the Brawl, and just making favorable trades when needed, even with Tipo, if you need to. So Tipo doesn't do anything. He doesn't get buffed from the coil, so forget that. He gets buffed from the Vitalosphere. There, I saved myself from it all. The rounds, or the matchups that Ron had with this deck was a Ruby Steel in round 1, a Baja Blast in round 2. He played against the Birds, Diablo Discard, and then Chernodogs in round 4. And round 5 was a Mirror against another Sapphire Ruby. So congratulations to Ron with this deck. And moving on to the other big tournament of the day at Grapes Games on Sunday, we have Eduardo here topping at a 3-0 with Steel Song with blue steel tech cards. He left me some notes regarding this. This is a good deck. I really like it. Any deck that plays Sonic Warrior has me in it. I'm here with you, brother. I love that card so much. His notes here include that I find in my Platinum is great if you can remove 2 or more items. The sole intention of that is to avoid getting the Scrooge out for free, because not only does he come out for free, he nets you another item if you can get it in the top 4 of your deck. World's Greatest Criminal Mind did its job against Maui and Tamatoa, which makes a lot of sense with that strength already up there. You can instantly banish them by singing that song. He also noted that Robin Hood felt really strong, especially when shifting on 3 and singing A Whole New World. Let me tell you, brother, I love that combination, but what would you do if I told you could do that on turn 2 with the Queen package, which he probably thought about but doesn't need. But I do like the Queen package on 2, especially with World's Greatest Criminal Mind. It made for a lot of mischief later in the past when I was playing a deck like this. Something to think about. But Robin Hood made it work. Why change it? He also noted that the flutes he was running a 4 of. He's actually running 64 cards here. He wanted to run the flutes just to see how they felt, but he's not really feeling it. He's probably going to take those out. The MVPs in his mind are Robin Hood, Sonic Warrior, of course, she's amazing, and the Troubadour feels great right now, way better than Vanessa versus the heavy steel meta. Cards to try on his mind are Gantu, the 4-cost uninkable that makes songs cost more, at least when you are not singing them. Songs and items cost 2 more. And future updates, he plans to remove the flutes, -1 Big Cindy, +1 Sonic Warrior, and keeping it at 60 cards. So yeah, pretty solid deck. He's got the Biancas in there too. I always love Big Cindy as well. So, but it looks like he's thinking about removing her. So, boo. Just kidding, Eduardo. Congratulations on your 3-0, and hope to see it keep working for you. All right, moving on to Monday night at Impact Gaming Center, we have Lukas's deck, otherwise known as Fug, which I did not know until he submitted me this deck. Reminds me of Key and Peele's football skits. But it looks like a standard Sapphire Steel item deck. We see that he's running Moyen items. The one difference he did point out here, and what's glaring to me, is he only has one Scrooge in here. He did clarify that it would be 4 Scrooges if he had them. So instead, he's running 3 Grandma Talas for a little bit of that extra draw package there right in the middle of the game. We do know, people who do follow Podcana and Moyen's deck changing, is that he's not running 4 Let the Storm Rage On anymore. So I found that pretty interesting. Of course, Lukas is running it here, but looking at how this deck is evolving over time is kind of interesting. But going through the deck, you got your bells, and then everything you generally see in a deck like this. Running 2 dimes, the last cannon has been an MVP for these decks, it seems like lately. At least in my locals, I'm seeing it played quite a bit. And yeah, 4-0 in a round robin event. Congratulations to Lukas. All right, moving on to Tuesday night, we have the aforementioned Ruby Sapphire deck by Justin at the Collector Store going 3-0. This is a very similar version to Ron's that we talked about earlier because they both came from the same source. This version, however, isn't running the Sharks, hence the No Shark Boy name. Looks like he added one more of the 6-drop Tamatoa, 2 of the original Tamatoa that I didn't even realize wasn't in Ron's deck earlier when we were talking about it, which having that Tamatoa in there now also brings back 1 lucky dime just for that extra win condition with the extra boost from the items. Not a lot of items in the deck, but you can recur them with both Tamatoa. So essentially that 8-drop Tamatoa is going to be questing for more than just that one by the time he comes out, if he does. But the same thing applies that we talked about with Ron's deck earlier. All the control that he needs with the Sapphire Coil and activating all the Sisus and Medusas and the whole shebang that I talked about earlier. So really solid deck. Only 1 Pirate's Life, only 1 Be Prepared, because they pretty much are just going to control the game the entire time. So congratulations to Justin. Looks like a pretty solid deck. And the more that I talk about it, the more that I feel like I'm leaning toward going back to Ruby Sapphire. But I'm still trying to resist. But it looks fun and looks like it's successful. So congratulations to you guys. And we'll move on to the next one. And speaking of Ron, let's talk about him again at Bodach's Games on Thursday night. In a field of 6 players, Ron went 3-0, this time with a Sapphire Steel deck. It looks like a pretty standard Sapphire Steel that we've been seeing the last several weeks. This time, though, including the 6-cost aerial that is absolutely incredible and kind of made me wonder a week or 2 ago why she wasn't in this deck. We had a local at game night on Monday night who was a big item player and loved item decks and just kind of fell off the game. And I said, hey, this new set might be for you because everybody is playing item decks now. And with Blue Steel, he goes, are they playing aerial? And I go, nope. He goes, then I'm not interested. So I got news for him. We might have another player coming back to Lorcana seeing this aerial making her way back into these decks. But looks pretty standard. Ron piloted it well. One anecdote was his game 3 was a pair down against me playing a Ruby Emerald Damage in Wonderland deck. Shout out to Robbie C Gaming. I found that on Dreamborn and had a lot of fun with it until I played this deck, in which our game 2, our first game was, pretty much leaning his way the entire time. But our game 2, by turn 3, he had 3 bells on board and double sang to clear my board with the existing 2 from the first 2 turns, that I was just like, I'm scooping. I got nothing for this deck. At least I know that the deck that I'm playing is not going to be the one. This ain't it. So yeah, it did not feel good, but this deck does everything it needs to with that bell, just controlling the board from the moment she gets onto the board for free. And of course, Ron piloted it well throughout the night. His first match was a mirror match against Andy here at Rules of Villainy, and his second match was against his wife against Diablo Bird deck. I believe it is Emerald Amethyst. And then he got paired down with me playing some fun stuff that was just an easy win. So congratulations to him for his second appearance this week. All right, our second to last deck is yet again another Sapphire Steel deck. At Manticore Game Shop, we had Linc the Sync back at the top of the list with a 3-0. It looks like he is running, again, a pretty standard list. The one thing I see that stood out was interesting to me was Sapphire Coil. I don't see that a lot in the Sapphire Steel list that I've been looking at, but it allows him to do some favorable challenges that might keep some bodies on board by reducing that enemy strength. There isn't anything out here that reducing the strength activates an easy removal from like that you get from Ruby, but it does probably keep your characters on board by not taking as much damage back, right? So an interesting tool that seemed to be successful here. Who am I to question it? It looks like his matchups for the night were a Puppies deck, which I would love to see how Puppies didn't do well here, unfortunately, but I would love to see Puppies do well. It's been something that I've been fascinated with since the set drop. His second matchup was Amethyst Steel. He went 2-1, and his final match was against Blurple, probably against his dad, Captain Inkswell here. The only thing I would change here, one thing I do want to say is I'm happy to see Linc at the top. I love it when kids are performing well and being at the top of these lists, putting us adults in our place, right? I would just feel a lot better about it if it was Blurple. Linc, I know you're watching. I know you're not listening to your dad who's showing you how to play Blurple. I know you like Blurple. Try it. Go back to it. It's so much more fun than all of this blue steel that we see all the time. I'm just messing with you. I'm messing with you, man. I think it looks solid. I'm glad you did well with it. Play what you love. Don't listen to me. And hope to see you on here again next week. All right, our very last deck of the week is, of course, another Sapphire Steel. It's been a very Sapphire Steel kind of week here in St. Louis. Dylan is reprising his role here as Mr. Friday Night with another 3-0 victory with a factory without Oswald deck. I asked him before I recorded this if he changed anything from last week, and he said no. As well as Tuesday, he was undefeated but didn't play the final match with Justin. Just to get a little bit of clarification that apparently Justin was not 3-0 on Tuesday, but wanted to make that clear as an honest guy as Dylan is, that that was the case. They just didn't play the final match, but both of them outstanding players, both great decks. Not a lot that I can say here that hasn't been said already. You see the deck, it just absolutely works. All the items in here are going to make all the Tamatoas do their thing, and just get there, right? What can we say about blue steel at this point? We got to find an answer to it. And until then, Dylan is going to continue to be Mr. Friday Night at the collector store. So congratulations on your 3-0 tonight. And that's going to wrap it up for this week's Meta Report. Thank you for watching. Congratulations to all the players and their success with their decks this week. If you like this kind of content, please like, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications when we do this. I do this video every Saturday. It should be coming out every Saturday sometime in the mornings and wrapping up all the latest and greatest of the decks throughout the week. We do have the podcast proper, which I would appreciate if you guys would like to check out. If you like long form content, we get together and have a good time with that every week. We have something new to talk about. Just now we got done recording a live stream doing a March Madness bracket of all the top cards of what we ranked the top cards in Disney Lorcana. So check that out as well. That's on the channel. And we're just trying to expand and get more fun stuff out there and hope that you enjoy it. So with that being said, thank you for watching this one and hope to see you next time. Thanks.